Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kay and I am Stitchy Pfeiffer here on YouTube and over on Instagram. Very warm welcome to you if this is your first time visiting my channel. I hope that you find something you like, and if you do, please click the like and subscribe buttons and select all in the notification drop down so you're advised whenever I upload new content. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and spending some more time with me today. Your support, as always, is appreciated. Oh, I've not opened my can. Hold on. Let's open a can of juice. There we go. Sorry about that if you're wearing earphones. I'm working on McGonagall's library. This is a chart by Cross Stitch Studio. I've not stitched any stitches in it today yet, and I am sitting at the moment at 3,994 stitches out of 640,000, 0.62% completed. It's been stitched on 25 count Evenweave, easy grid, with CXC threads 1/1 full cross. So that's all the bits and pieces you need to know. Now I can hear you asking, where were you yesterday, Kate? Well, yesterday I didn't film a Stitch With Me. I didn't do a live stream. I had a bit of a wobble. I had a rather snippy comment on one of my videos from someone who didn't like the fact that I was supposedly creating my channel off the back of others. Well, all I've got to say to the naysayers out there is I must be doing something right if I've got haters, because she is now blocked, not only on YouTube. I have blocked her on all my socials, so I don't need to put up with her negativity. So I'm going to put this out there. If you feel that you don't like what I film, what I do, if you don't like even as mundane as my Scottish accent gets to you, don't leave a comment, don't leave a thumbs up, just scroll on by. There would be a lot less arguments in this world if people did that. So she didn't even get a response, she just got removed. And I will be having a zero tolerance when it comes to bullying not only myself, but if I see on any of the comments from my supporters, from my subscribers, if I see anyone bad mouthing my subscribers, any bullying of any kind, you will be blocked from my channel. There is no need for it in the stitching community. We do this hobby to relax. We don't do this hobby to cause drama. We do this hobby to relax. So I had a bit of a wobble yesterday, but I'm back today. I'm not going to let it defeat me. I am back today, and I will be filming my update video tomorrow as usual. So put it this way, it's things that a lot of the time it's things that people wouldn't say to your face. They find the courage to do it on the keyboard, and it's just not acceptable. Not acceptable on my channel. If you're one of them, take yourself out the door and don't let it hit you on the way out, basically. That's me, simple piece about it. I'm now going to carry on with my stitching. Don't know if I'll be talking very much because, as you can tell, probably tell I have got a bit of sore throat. But what I will tell you is I'm working on this. I was doing it in the stepped blocks, diagonal blocks, but I'm feeling more drawn now to doing it, to following the colours and filling it out from the left hand side. Because of the way the colours are going on this, because they're coming sort of diagonally this way, and then this is sort of the arch of the window, so it's going to come down and round like that. so I'm feeling more to do that, to do it that way. Yeah, I'm probably going to have a lot more threads hanging. I'm just going to start here and I'm going to work my way up, so that eventually I'm going to be working the full sort of like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, about 15 or 16 blocks down. I'm going to work right across from left to right doing it, and then I'll move, when I get to the end there, I'll come back, and yeah, that's what we'll do. I think that's how I'm going to tackle this from now on. I'll probably change my mind again next week. As long as I am remembering to not leave gaps, I'm going to be sticking to, if it's attached to the left, then I'll do it. I'll get stitched, because unless there's a gap above it, and there's like 1 stitch wide gap above it, you know. So let's see, let's get on with this. It does help, of course, if I mark off. I'm going to set the timer. Oh, we go, it's an hour. I lied, I have done stitches today, I've done 2. I'd forgotten to mark them off. So, you could pop a wee note in the comments, tell me what you're working on, would be lovely. I went on a wee scroll through Etsy as I was having my breakfast earlier, and as you do, I might have been enabled a wee bit by Patsy and Michelle, friends in Nicola's group. As they started monochrome patterns designs from a shop on Etsy called Monochrome Design Studio. Is that it? Is that what it's called? Can't check because it's in my phone and you're on my phone. I think that's the name of the shop. They started designs there, and I was scrolling through it, and there's this library design, and oh my god, I just fell in love with it. I was like, oh yes, do you think I would be mad to start this? I put a post in Nicola's group, am I mad? I think I am. Let's see, go back across to here. Right. What I'll do is, because that's sort of splitting from, yeah, let's sort of come to splitting it. I'll do the left hand split first. I'm also, once I've finished my hour stitching with you, I am going to be moving furniture. Well, not moving furniture, but because I'm not moving the chair around, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my stitchy spot over to the other side of the room. So I'm sitting on the chair, not the sofa. And because my TV, as I said, is not working, so it's going to get moved out. And I'm going to put my storage bins where my TV used to be, on this TV unit. And what I'll do is just mark those ones off. Helps if you actually hit, you know, if you actually mark them off and not, thank you, not frog other ones. So yeah, that's my plan for the next wee bit after this, because I can do that sort of like, well, the TV is quite heavy, so it's probably going to get just sort of moved first of all. It's probably going to get moved into the back room in stages, because I don't think I can carry it all that distance myself, because it is quite heavy. So I want to tell my fingers that we're doing Danish method and not English method, please. Three zero three two. So that's going to get moved out here today. And then I'll put the storage bins that my spare threads are on the TV unit, where, well, it'll now be my stitching unit. Because I'm going to try and get my project bags on the shelf, the bottom shelf of it. That's going to be my stitchy corner. And then I'm going to, once I've done that, I'll maybe sit and stitch for a wee bit longer. And then, you know, just trying to, I'll have to make sure I've got the position just right. And then what I'll do is, I'll stitch for maybe another hour. And then I'll start clearing this side of the room, sort of tidying it up. Getting the rubbish out that's lying about, stuff that's lying about. It needs to go, it should really be in the bin. But I've been a bit lax this week with that. It's just paper and cardboard and that, and a couple of empty cans. I really should be putting away in the bin every night. But I was so tired the other night. Last night as well. Just so tired. I just stumbled into bed. Didn't sleep very well though. I was awake at 4. And I was awake again at back at 6. Oh no. Don't tell me, because part of my with my mental health is that it affects my sleep. Sometimes when I'm going through an episode, and yeah, I think it was triggering it. That on Wednesday triggered it a wee bit. So last night I didn't sleep well either. Like I say, it was 4 o'clock and then 6 o'clock. And then 8 o'clock. And then I thought, right, I'm going to lie for a wee bit, because I was tired, so tired. And I thought, I'm going to lie for a wee bit and get up. And just lie for maybe 10-15 minutes. Just to come to right. And Oscar was walking around the house proclaiming that he was hungry, as he always does when I wake up. But Charlie decided he wasn't hungry, he just wanted to cuddle, so he come and cuddled in. And I don't know if it was the heat, if it was him cuddling in, the heat from him. But I fell back asleep, and the next thing I knew, it was 11:30. So maybe I should get him to cuddle. Maybe I should try and entice Charlie to give me cuddles at night when I go to sleep. I might actually have a decent sleep. So I've had a broken sleep. Excuse me. I was sitting here looking at this and I'm thinking, what colour is this? And I've looked at the colour 3 times. 642. I hate when I do that, when I zone out and I'm sitting and looking at something and I can see it and I can recognise what it is, but it's like my brain switches off and I'm like, yeah, what am I looking at that for? That usually happens when I'm tired. But anyway, like I said, I wasn't going to really talk much because I got a bit sore throat. I hope it's not a blooming cold. I might be a bit run down as well, so that might be why I'm not sleeping. I think I need to get myself into the doctor and get a quick MOT done. But that's a story in itself, trying to get an appointment at the doctor's. You know, I always say that, I said that we really need to, the ones that train the medical, the doctor's receptionists should be training you know, oh, lost my train of thought, sorry. They should be training the, like, border force and stuff like that. Because it's damn near impossible to get a doctor's appointment straight away. Got to jump through hoops like nobody's business to get one. And I mean, saying that though, I have to admit, once you actually get the doctor, it's usually a wee bit, you know, once I actually get in to see the doctor, it's okay. But a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, no, a year and a half ago, I had been suffering from, like, my bad back. Everyone knows about my bad back. And it was really sore and really painful, and it was before I really knew what I had done to it. And one, yeah. And I mean, I had got referred to for an ultrasound for on my ovaries, first of all. Ultrasound that area, first of all. Because it's one of the symptoms of ovarian cancer is back pain, which I would never have thought, because, you know, where they are. I would never have thought that one of the symptoms was back pain. So I had all the stress and drama of waiting to hear back, and then it came back that it was clear that I had fibroids, which I kind of thought I had. I would have been surprised if I didn't, because similarly my mum had them and then my sister had them, so, you know, I would have been kind of surprised if I didn't, to be honest. So they said that wasn't enough to be causing the back pain. So then I got put for an X-ray. Although to be sure, I would prefer the X-ray first. So they got an X-ray of my spine, and I ended up having to go into physio for something. I was going to physio for my knees. I've got arthritis in my knees, and I went in to see the physio to get some exercises to help with my mobility and what have you. And he sat and he went, I don't know why I'm doing this. He says, because he says, your back's, he says, you're going to end up with arthritis in your back anyway. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, and so he kind of, I've just realised I've done the wrong colour. I think I have. I think. Wait a minute. Excuse me for a thing while I try and unfankle myself. What colour are you then? Right, okay. What are you? Why do you think you were 6'2"? Why do you think it was 6'2", not 6'40"? Oh my goodness. Oh, that one. Oh. Excuse me while I frog. This is why I shouldn't be left alone with a needle and thread when I'm tired, because that's when I make mistakes. Right. This has been a frog it to get to the end to discover, no, it's not the first started. You're imagining things. I could have sworn that I had said 642, not 640. Nope, that's not a part. That's not one I started myself. Where's 642 then? Oh. I could have sworn that I said 642, not 640, so. A minute. Right, anything else I've got? Right, so that's. No, that is 640, not 642. So, did I kid myself and say it was 642, but it was 640 I pulled out? Oh, wait a minute. You know, put my into numerical order. Nope, nope. Numerical order. Scroll down to 642. Panic averted. That is the right colour. It's me. I shouldn't be left alone with needle and thread when I'm tired, really. I make silly mistakes. Let's just redo those stitches, shall we? And pretend none of that ever happened. So yeah, they took me for an x-ray, and I went and seen physio, like I said, I went from physio for my knees, and I'm trying to remember. Oh, I shouldn't, he says, I'll give you some exercises, and we're also going to give you some for your back. He says, because he says, you need to keep yourself mobile, blah, blah, blah. Of course, maybe in May I ignored them, and now I struggle to stand for any length of time. Unless I'm on my crutches or leaning on something. I can manage around the supermarket with the shopping trolley in front of me. But I can't carry like a basket of shopping because I need both hands for the crutches. So I've seen me going into a supermarket for 2 things and getting a trolley. Oh. because I mean, it depends. If the things that I'm needing are at the start of the shop, then I'll just go with a basket. Or if I like like say it's a loaf of bread. The bread that I get, it's like a bag with a plastic seal. It's not like a wrapped loaf. Well, it is a wrapped loaf, but it's not like, you know, wrapped in the grease paper. It's or the wax paper. It's it's a plastic bag with like the tie on. It's either got the plastic tab. I don't think they even do them anymore, and or the tape. So because I get that, that's what's the. Pardon me, because that's what's my loaves are wrapped in. I can use that end of that as a handle. And then anything that's needing, you know, anything that's easily held, I can sort of hold on to that while I use my crutches. So if it's like not too far into the shop, I can just go and grab what I need to grab. If it's like only a couple of bits. But if I'm getting more than just a couple of things, or it's at the other end of the shop, I get a trolley and I lean on the trolley, put my crutches in the trolley and I lean on it. And I was like, I said to my friend one time we were in the shop and I was walking around and leaning on it, and I was like, you know what, this is what my dad used to do. Well, it wasn't his back, it was his knees. And I said, yeah, I'll get more like my dad every day. 3799. Go away, where are you hiding? So, yeah. So because of that, because I've got that injury to my spine, I can't stand for any length of time. So I have to sort of break chores up into bits, like my hoover and like the vacuuming of let's say the living room has to get split into 2 or 3 bits. More if I'm moving furniture to vacuum under. If it's a case of just a quick vacuum through, like 1 week I'll try and do a quick vacuum through. I'll split it into 2. And then another week what I'll do is I'll move like to the sofa out of the way and vacuum under the sofa. I can't move my sideboard myself. Well, I can move it myself, but I'm in agony for days afterwards because it's heavy. It's solid wood. So I can't shift that, so it doesn't get shifted. But like the table gets pulled out. The TV unit doesn't get pulled out, but it's got enough space underneath that I can, you know, I can get what's the word? I can get underneath it. Sorry, words are hard today. So I mean I can get under that with the hoover, it's not a problem. And the other thing that's to move is the cat tray, which is easy enough pulled out, and I even just normally, even on my days that I'm doing the quick hoover round, will pull that out and hoover under it. Failing that, other than that, there's not really dusting, but I mean dusting I can do, what I do is I just sort of do that as and when. And same with the windows, I don't do them on sunny days. So if it's a sunny day, that is the day that it normally... What have I done? What have I done now? Right, so what's going on here? What have I missed? Hold on. Why have I got extra stick? Shouldn't be another gap there. A minute, what's that? That should be there. That shouldn't be there. That should be there. Hey, unpick this lot. I'm going to unpick as much as I can of these. Come on, now, unpick without leaving half the strand. Come on. Right. Now, that's that unpicked on this one. Right. You. You. You are in the wrong place because you're the wrong colour, because you're a numpty. Right, we're not doing that colour, we're doing that colour. Oh. Now, that there and parked there. Right. Mark you off. Right. Now we're doing those ones and it's 386. Kind of thought that wasn't the right colour. I mean, that's dark brown, this is sort of dark medium tan. It's completely different colour. See? Completely different colour. See? It's dark, it's sort of a medium brown, that's a medium tan. It's completely different colour. You numpty key. Oh, Charlie was in the litter tray last night and I don't know what got into him, but he was digging and digging and digging in the litter tray. And it was like he was kind of like that, but louder. I don't even think that's Charlie, I think that's Oscar. Or maybe it is Charlie. Charlie, what are you doing? You digging your way to Australia? Going to visit cousin Margie? Oh. Sometimes if Oscar's not cleared, not covered his number twos, when Charlie goes in the letter tray, he'll do it for him. I've got that in the wrong place, haven't I? That 1 2 minutes should be down one. What number are you? You are 613. Charlie, was that you? Oh, it was you. You were doing the ticket, were you? I know the letter 2 needs done, darling. That's on my list of things to do today or tomorrow. That's why I've put the chair next to it so that I can sit down and do it. Because I can't stand up long enough and bend over and do it, so I have to adjust how we do things. I do wish you weren't quite as noisy though. Where's that top hole? Right. One, two, three. One. God, no wonder you were digging so long it sting. Got hit by a wave of pooey smell. Ugh. I don't know what you're eating. Oh no, I do know what you're eating. If I didn't know what you were eating, I would be concerned. I apologise to people who don't like talk of poop. You never know what you're going to get when you come on my channel. One thing I will try not to do is I will try not to swear. But most topics are up for discussion. And of course, they are my opinion a lot of the time. If I'm discussing certain things, it is my opinion. And you're quite welcome to have a different opinion. And I do welcome debate, but no nastiness. When you resort to name calling in a debate, when you're debating something and you resort to name calling, that means you have lost your argument. And I'm all up for intelligent debate because I think we both learn something when that happens. One, two, three, four. That one. No, wait a minute. Do those two and park it there. Right. So do that one. And that one. Park it there. Right. So now this one. So those of you still on the fence, if you've joined the HAED, and you're still not, you know, what designs have you picked? I know I have picked mine, but I'm not announcing it because I want to do it as a surprise reveal. I'm going to have a live start with me on New Year's Day. Just because. Just because. Right, that one needs to get done because it's on this side of those like stitches, so it needs to get done. Right, so that needs to get done. Oh, there's 2 stitches can get done there. Right, so on. Where am I parking this? And right. So that one. What I will do is I am going to try my TV again just before I move it, see if it's working, because I know I need a new one. But had a fortnight back. On a Monday, I had 2 breakages. My phone cable gave out. My stone lamp gave out. Was it maybe 3 weeks ago? So it was an expensive week. I had to replace my phone cable because I couldn't charge my phone. It was the last of the phone cables that I've had that worked. I finally gave up the ghost, so I had to get that. And then switched my lamp on to stitch in the morning, and it just wasn't coming on. I was like, what's going on here? Yeah, it was working great last night. What's going on? And I just given up the ghost. I mean, still got the magnifying part of it, but the lamp part had gone. But I like the combination of both the lamp and the light, both the light and the magnifier. So, so yeah, that was an expensive week. And I said, well, I've got one more thing that's to break. And then a fortnight later, my TV goes. I knew it. I knew the third thing was going to be expensive. So I'm saving up after get Christmas out of the way. I'm going to start saving up for TV. I don't really miss the TV because I don't watch like TV like regular channels. I watch a lot of my stuff is streamed, and I mean I'm making do with my laptop because my laptop's got quite a large screen. I just put things full screen on that, but I miss my TV, and I miss the fact that if I'm I could have something on TV, work on my laptop, or work in the Chromebook. I had the choice. Whereas when I'm watching stuff on the laptop, I'm kind of stuck. If it's on full screen, I'm kind of stuck to working on just the Chromebook. And some of the apps that I use, I prefer to work on the Chromebook. Not the Chromebook, the laptop, because it's bigger screen, and I can see more of the information that I need. I do family history as well, so last night I was watching YouTube on my phone. I had information from my sources on my Chromebook open on my through Google on my Chromebook, and then I had the actual information. I was typing the information into my family tree software on my laptop. So I was really missing that last night. I don't really need the telly on, the TV on. I like the background noise. So I might actually start listening to more music again. I don't have my Spotify. I did away with that. So I wasn't using it. So I might get that back again. And other than my YouTube for keeping up with like the Flush Tubers that I watch, then I don't really have need for a TV. But let's see, it's more a distraction. Right, where? Right, I'm going as far as there, so we'll do one right. Oh, we got no more for that colour after I've done this stitch, right? Not in this section anyway. So yeah, that's saga of me at the moment. Like I say, I'm lucky. I've got a roof over my head and I've got money to pay my bills. And food in the freezer, food in the cupboards. And so it could be worse. I could have none of those. So I am really lucky, and I've got money from cross stitch. Wanted to get my bits and pieces from cross stitch. I think though, after January, I said this already, that I was planning on slowing down because I was I'm saving up for a TV and a phone. I think I might set up some savings pots on my bank, with my bank. Put a tenner a week away in both until I've got the money for a TV and one and a phone and another. And whatever money doesn't get used and for one, I'll get put into the other. So it's about time I treat myself to a new phone. Not had one for 10 years. What I'm using at the moment is an old, just a second-hand phone. I've not bought myself a brand new phone for at least 10 years. Right, so I marked you off. I'm not going to do those light coloured ones because I'm not going to do these ones here because those two up there would be blocked off, so I'm going to wait until I've done more of this arch coming down. So I'm going to go back over into this corner. Right, that one there, I don't have that colour. What colour is that? 413, that's in the wrong. Wait a minute. Because that's 413. I know that's 413 because it's a grey, dark grey. And that's and that one there's 3371, so that's that one. Right, so I parked this normal space. Well, I just have to unpark it and make my stitch one off. There. Stitch there, one there. Agency, let's get towards the end of the strand because keeping it on the needle is going to be fun. One. I'll just do that one while I'm at it. Just because it's close to the end of the strand. Come on. Through that hole. Through the lip. Oh, for goodness sakes. Right. What is that noise? Must have been hearing things because I don't hear it now. Oh no, I never hear it. What is that? Maybe coming from outside right enough. Yeah, so I'm a couple of days behind myself with my chores, but I'll catch up. I don't have to worry about catching up because it's just me in the house. So if I'm a couple of days behind, so what? You know, it'll get done when it gets done. But I want to move to the other side of the living room to get away from this door because it's drafty coming into the winter. Right, so oh, that one, do that one. I think work up there. So I've done those ones, and then I can stitch it. Yeah, okay. See, what I'll do is I'll do that one and that one. And there we'll go up 1, 2, we'll go 1, 2, 4 to there. Right. And oh. Oh, for goodness sake, I've done it again. I'm actually surprised because I'm wearing my normal glasses and not my reading glasses. I'm surprised I've not done that more often. Excuse me. not quite mastered the art of using many needles. I think the most I've gone up to is 4 before I feel that it's getting too. And I mean Gemma, I mean, I took my hat off to her because she works with what, 10, 15 needles at a time. I take my hat off to her because it's just. I wish I could do it with that many needles. I think because of how I sit as well, I'm kind of scared to jab myself in the tummy. I know that she's got multiple needle minders. I've got needle minders on order, but they seem to be stuck at the post office in Manchester at the moment. So I'm waiting on them coming. I was hoping they're going to be here by tomorrow, but it doesn't look like it. 2, 3, 4, because I ordered them Wednesday or Thursday last week, and they were dispatched. They were dispatched on Friday or Saturday last week, but they've been stuck. They seem to be stuck at Manchester. So Google Etsy want a review, and I can't do it because I've nothing to review. I've messaged the person that I've ordered them from. I said to her, look, can you chase it up from your end? But she's not got back to me yet. She has replied to my message, she just hasn't got back to me yet. Tell me what's happening. Yeah. Because they were really cute, and they were like the ones that I've ordered, they're very me. About cross stitching, and I like my cross stitching, and about my cats and stuff. So they're very me. Just hope they come soon. I think if I'm not here by Thursday next week, I will be putting in a request for a refund, I think, because I've not got them. I'm not blaming the seller. I think it got lost at the post office. It maybe slipped down the back of something. So I'm not blaming the seller at all, because they've been dispatched. It's not her fault that they went missing. So, but I will be doing a refund, I think, if they're not here by Thursday next week, because that's just not on. I mean, it's money that I could have spent. I mean, there's this week I was wanting to do order my fabric and floss for the HAED sale, and I couldn't. Whereas if I hadn't spent the money on needle minders last week, that's money that would have been in the bank still, and I would have been able to order my fabric and floss now before the holidays start. But now I'm going to have to do it. I'm actually doing it ordering it on Monday, so it's still before the holidays start, but before Abby's busy spell getting, people getting orders done ready for New Year, new starts and stuff. Right. those 3 are done. And then I did those 2. And I did that one. Now we'll get this over here. So that's, what's the drunk tea? It's 520. It's green, isn't it? 520, it's green, isn't it? Yeah, it's green. Okay, must be the colour starting to come in from the window. He's snoring. Charlie's out for the count. That's my hour, guys. So thank you for spending that hour with me. It's a good place to start before I start that next colour. I've done a measly 75 stitches in that hour, but it was confetti heavy. It was really quite confetti heavy. It didn't help that I had to stop and frog and redo stitches that I shouldn't have had to frog. That's what happens when I'm tired though. But I'm starting to see the lines coming in on the window now. The inside of the window, we've got like the outer bit of the outer bit of the what do you call it, the window casing. And then this must be like the wood inside now, and we've got the green green coming in. What colour is that one? Because there's quite a lot of that dot. What's that? 746 is pale, sort of yellowy colour. So yeah, what's that one? Blanc. I've got white coming in there. What's that one? Ecru. Yeah, I'm coming at the start of the window coming in there. So so I've got those 4 or 520 to do, and then start getting the colours in for the window. Which, looking at it, it's quite a lot of blocky. Although there is confetti in, there's quite a lot of like that's not as heavy confetti. I'm quite enjoying working on it this way. To tell the truth, letting the colours come through like this. Trying to think which of my other projects I've got that I can sort of do this on. I can't do it on Rosy Santa because it's just too big an area. But maybe when I get into the Santa part, I can do it then. But I was going to try it with 2 dancing peacocks, but I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you very much for your time today. If you haven't already, please click on the like button and click on subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and select all from the notification drop down so you're advised whenever I upload new content. I usually do my update videos on a Saturday, and normally 2 Stitch With Me videos during the week. This week's been a bit mad because we're trying to find my stitchy bug again after doing a finish, after focusing on a finish for about a week and a half before that. So this week I've been trying to make up for not having as many Stitch With Me as 2 weeks before. I'm also doing live streams now as well in the evenings. Why not? Because it's just me in the house, and you know I can talk to people. But anyway, that's what I've got coming out this week. I will have, as I say, my update on Saturday. I will have a Stitch With Me possibly Sunday, probably Tuesday, probably Thursday, and probably more live streams during the week. I will probably try and do a live stream this evening, usually about 7:30 GMT. I'll say if you've got your notifications marked to all, you'll get notified whenever I upload new content or go live. So thank you for your time today. Remember guys, it doesn't matter how many stitches you do in a stitching session, even one stitch is one stitch less to still complete. And be kind. Treat others as you wish to be treated. If you've got something negative to say, keep it to yourself. Don't let me hear it or see it, because you'll get yourself banned. But be kind. Treat others as you wish to be treated, and give someone a kind gesture, kind smile. Kind gesture, kind smile. A kind gesture or a smile, I should say. Or a small, or even just a hello in passing. You don't know what anyone else is going through in their life. They could be having an absolute nightmare, and your smile or kind gesture or kind word makes all the difference and can make their load a little bit lighter. Thank you again for your time today, and happy stitching. Bye guys.